All right, folks, welcome to Fun Facts, and I got a stack of them. Look at that. Look at that. But first, we got Masthead Brewing Company Double Habanero Double IPA. Ooh, brewed with habanero. 8.1%. Oh, Budweiser for a benchmark is 5%. So, I've had this already, and it tastes like there's a brewery in Austintown, Ohio, Biker Brew House. Right off Route 80, there's a Quaker Steak and Lube down there, and they have a hot blonde habanero or something. It tastes almost the same. So this is pretty good. I got my okay. All right. Hours of media streamed on Netflix monthly. This is in 2019. 165 million. This is enough video to take up 500 million gigabytes of bandwidth. 15% of the global capacity. Holy crap. The length of the Nile River in meters. I ain't doing that. Total number of pins on Pinterest. I am on Pinterest. Total number of pins, 240 billion with a B. How many people say that? I heard you say billion. Of the 442 million plus active users, most are in the USA, and the second biggest market is in Germany. Gummy bears Haribo make every week. Haribo, I don't know. In 2017, 700 million. Green gummy bears are strawberry flavored, even though they think like they taste of watermelons, green apples, or limes. Oh, really? Never had one. I have done a video. It's a few years ago. I did a gummy bear. It was not infused with marijuana or THC. It was a 10 million Scoville unit gummy bear. Go look at that video and what happened. I think I was on the verge of death. Now, I don't like habanero peppers, but that's pretty good. And I'll give you a hint. I blacked out of what happened. Minutes an average person spends on social media in lifetime. In their lifetime, me, not that much. 3,523,932 minutes. A person? An average person? Are they even alive for 3 million minutes? The country that spends the most lifetime on social media, the Philippines, by a lot. Almost 4 hours a day on average. You gotta get a hobby. Get a hobby. Social media is not a hobby. It's sometimes it's poison. Volume of the biggest dam in the world. Nope. Cubic meters. I want feet. Computers sold in 2017. 262,537,000 computers. HP and Lenovo are far and away the top sellers worldwide, with Apple being a distant fourth. HP sucks. I don't like HP. I've had nothing but problems with HP. You can look at the darn answer right on the back. What the heck am I holding it like that for? Look at that. Okay. Tons of bananas produced worldwide in 2018. Tons. 125,405,000 tons. Banana trees aren't trees. They are the world's biggest herb. The trunk of the trees are actually made of tightly packed leaves. I missed it. Tightly packed leaves. That's probably false. Number of neurons in the human brain, not my brain. Wow, that's a big number. 86 billion 100 million neurons. This is roughly equivalent to the number of all other cells in the body. Wow. Number of vehicles in the world in 2016. 1,320,000,000 vehicles. Of these vehicles, 670 million are actually in use. Huh. A lot of junkyards. Missed again. Length of the world's longest high voltage power line. Feet in feet. 8,343,176 feet. It transmits power from the hydroelectric dam in the Amazon rainforest to Rio de Janeiro. Rice consumed annually worldwide, metric tons. I'm not doing that one. Most expensive painting ever sold. This is in 2017. In US dollars. 450,300,000. People got more money than brains. Well, you gotta have a lot of brains to make that money, though. Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi was purchased by a Saudi prince. Was almost unknown before and after the purchase. Number of trips. Oh, whoa, whoa. Let's go this way. Number of trips the shipping containers actually of the world take annually. Number of trips the shipping containers of the world take annually. 200 million trips. Of these, 675 containers are lost at sea annually. 675 containers, and they're usually like 40 feet long, and they're packed to the top with stuff. 675 of those are just on the bottom of the ocean. You don't know what's in those things. They could be batteries, could be anything. Total airline passengers that fly in the U.S. annually. Wow. 1,800,339,442 passengers. In 2018, there were only 2 recreational pilot licenses held by over an 80-year-old in the USA. Wow. Only 2. Ooh, I gotta take a drink. Yeah, that's pretty good. Grains in a pound of fine natural sand. You got your guess? 41,276,908 grains. That's something I would do. So sand becomes fine sand, because sand becomes fine sand, becomes very fine sand, becomes silt, becomes clay, becomes collid. What is collid? Milk is an example. Collid. Okay. All right, this is a good one. In years. Yeah. Age of the universe. This is in 2015 by NASA. 13,799,000,000 years. Earth has been around for about a third of that time. By coincidence, it is roughly the same amount of time middle school lasts in southern U.S. heat. Okay. Metric tons of garbage. Yeah, whatever. Islands in Indonesia. 17,504 islands? Wow. Indonesia has only told the United Nations about 16,056 of these, probably because the number keeps changing. So they're off by like 1,000. Oh. I don't play basketball, folks. Total island area of Russia. Square miles. Total land area of Russia. 6,601,670. Oh, that's 666, man. This is about 1/8 of the total land area of the Earth. Wow. Gotcha. Krill in the ocean. Tons. How many tons of krill? Who measured this? I'm just going to call BS now. 379 million tons. Krill is the most abundant animal on the planet Earth by biomass. Humans can eat krill too. Not this guy. Okay, total Lego bricks produced in human history. This is in 2011. Every time you go to the store, there's Legos, new ones. Up to 2011, 485 billion. Lego is the biggest producer of vehicle tires as well. You could say that doesn't count, but it is a cute fact that doesn't count as cheating. There's a place that has there's a museum or some place, a vault, that has every Lego kit ever made, and I don't believe it. Number of cell phones in US and India. Number of cell phones in US in use in India in 2019. 1,881,970. Less than half of these people have broadband internet. India. Yeah. And people want to complain about the United States being polluting and stuff like that. Go to Pakistan. Look at India. Look at China. Why don't they go after them? Number of rats in New York City. Oh, there's a lot of politicians. In 2014, 2 million rats. New York City is estimated to have the most rats of any city in the world. This number increases sharply because if you count snitches. Total worldwide copies sold of versions of Minecraft. Paid versions in 2019. 180 million paid purchases. This does not include the 200 million registered users for the Freeze Chinese edition. I might have to do 2 episodes, man, because this is a lot of stuff. Amazon River discharges in gallons of fresh water per second. 55 million gallons. The Amazon alone accounts for 20% of all oceanic river discharge worldwide. Woo! Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Number of letters in the Bible. Wait, when the first time they wrote it? Or the 1,000th time they rewrote it? Number of letters in the Bible. Okay. 3,116,480 letters. With the donkey's jawbone, I have made donkeys out of them. With the donkey's jawbone, I have killed 1,000 men. We'll call it BS. Chances of being killed by lightning in Ohio. Uh-oh. Odds. Wow. Better chances of getting hit by lightning than winning the lottery. 11,658,609. Why don't you say 11 million? The chances are much better in Florida. That is about 1 in 600,000. Oh, sorry. Number of streetlights worldwide in 2016. 304 million. The first street light to be lit by electricity was in Los Angeles in 1876. using painfully bright arc lamps. Oh man, I'm stinking. I should move that closer. All right. There we go. The cost of most expensive movie ever made in 2014. Wow. $410,600,000 US dollars. The fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie brought in over $1 billion at the box office. The 2011 movie has yet to be surpassed as of 2021. I'm sure there's something one. Probably Toy Story, 5, 7, 12? I don't know. I've seen Toy Story 1 and 2, I think. That was it. Yeah. What was that bratty kid? Jeez. The cost of the International Space Station in US dollars in 2017. Space.com, not adjusted for inflation. The cost of the International Space Station. I'm going to say at least $5. $100 billion. I was right. At least $5. The ISS is the single most expensive object in human history, although it is not the most expensive object in human history, not the most expensive project. I have seen the International Space Station with my bare eyes, and they said you can actually observe it. They'll tell you where you can see it and how long you're going to see it. These people are accurate. It was coming from the southwest, and it was coming over northeast, and it would last like a minute and a half or something, or 3 minutes. You could see it. Real bright, like a real bright star. And it comes in, same time, leaves. It's amazing. It's amazing. Carrying capacity of the biggest ship in history in 2019. Wow. 1,224,840,000 pounds. The Knock Nevis was too big to fit in most ports and all major canals. It was bigger than the Pentagon. Wow. Wow. Nobody really knew how to handle it. Jeez, oh Pete. Hey. In 2020, number of views, most viewed YouTube video. It ain't mine. I do have one that's like over 3 million views. It's a cell phone sound booster that I made out of PVC pipes. Looks like something Dr. Seuss made. Wow, 6,713,606,296 views. 4 of the top 12 video songs on YouTube are obscure nursery rhymes. The top 30 are either pop music videos or nursery rhymes. Wow. Physical items in the Library of Congress collections in 2018. Physical items in the Library of Congress. 168,291,624 items. The Library of Congress is the biggest library in human history and grows about 10,000 new items per day. Woo! How big is that damn place? That's pretty good. And I don't like habaneros. Like I think I already said that. Blast yield of the biggest bomb detonated in history. Tons of TNT. That would be the Tsar bomb. I know that. 50 million tons of TNT. Yep. The shockwave from the Tsar Bomba circled the planet 3 times. Look that up. That thing is wild. Money that the Broadway musical Carrie lost in 1988. That was a weird. 15,041,538 USD. It contained a musical number about slaughtering a pig. Apparently Stephen King loved it. And that was a weird ass show, man. Another, I don't watch movies that often. One I watched was Blue Velvet by Dennis Hopper starred in it. That was a goofy dang movie, man. Really weird. Total web pages archived by the Internet Archives. Total web pages archived by the Internet Archive. Blew my socks off. 273 billion web pages. These double redundant backups take over 15 million gigabytes of storage. That's why they're making them all them mass surveillance centers. I mean, data centers. Total number of podcast episodes worldwide. I had a podcast for a short period. Total number of podcast episodes worldwide. 29 million episodes. Holy smokes. This fact is supported by our friends at Food Shaving on Demand Delivery. I ain't reading that ad. 2017 tickets. Visitors to all Disney parks in 2017. 150,014,000. This figure nearly doubled its second place competitor. It is because the mouse rules all. I'm only going to do a couple more because I might run out of beer. How many more neurons an elephant brain has more than a human brain? 171 billion. Jeez. Well, the elephant's brain is more than 4 times as heavy as a human brain's. 8 times bigger than mine. Payload weight capacity of the Saturn V rocket in squirrels. Now, wait a minute. Saturn V rocket weight in squirrels. All right. 310,000 squirrels. To date, this still is the biggest rocket ever made and weighs 6.9 million pounds. And yes, this question is a little nuts. Oh, this is interesting. In 2010, pounds of gold dissolved in normal seawater worldwide. Now, how do they know that? 20 million pounds of gold. Yes, people have tried to mine it. It's a few parts of a part per trillion. Yeah, you can actually go to like Home Depot or Lowe's and buy play sand, and people have sifted it and they actually found gold in it. It's not worth the I don't know where they get the sand from, but I don't know, probably from San Bernardino. Number of earthquakes worldwide annually. In 2019, number of earthquakes worldwide. 500,000. You can feel about 1/5 of all earthquakes, and only about 100 of these cause actual damage. The others are described as lame or boring by scientists. All right. 2014, number of birds killed by buildings in the U.S. annually. Oh, we better get rid of the buildings. What? 599 million birds? It's a lot, but domestic cats are usually responsible for 4 times more. Are you serious? Oop. Okay, in 2000, the cost of a NASA spacesuit. Let me take a guess at this one. $50 million. Whoa. $12 million. 8 of the 13 layers in a spacesuit are for protection against micrometeoroids, tiny pieces of sand, paint chips, or rock traveling at 22,500 miles per hour. Now this makes me think. Now, was it about 10 years ago? They landed a spaceship on a comet. Now, I looked up how fast is a comet traveling, and I think it was like something like 76,000 miles per hour. You tell me your spaceship was traveling 76,000 miles per hour to land on a comet, and they said they did that. I call 110% BS. Okay, total value of all bitcoins in the world at its peak in 2020. 326,569,000 US dollars. If you want to, I have like 3 Bitcoin. If you want to send or receive Bitcoins, it can take anywhere from 1 to 16 hours per transaction. Yeah. That's why nobody wants it. Length of the Great Wall of China in feet. See, now, does it matter what year it was? I don't think it does. Length of the 69,540 feet. I heard it's not super flat like you see in pictures. Most of it's like dilapidated and all kinds of crap. It originally stood 21 feet wide and 23 feet tall and was built over 2 millennia ago. It was built to provide protection from the other Chinese provinces as well as outsiders. Yeah, Pony Boy. Protecting you from them. From him. Okay, in 2020, total number of websites registered. 412,050,229 websites. I bet you 90% of those are porn. Obviously, the most common top-level domain, TLC.com, or TDL, is .com. Oh, TDL. Okay. But did you know that the number of 2 TDL is TK? It is for Tokelau in New Zealand if it offers free registration. It offers free registrations. Screw that one. That was just stupid. Okay. I'm going to do 2 more. Tons of plastic in 2015. Metric tons. Get out of here with that. In 2016, number of galaxies estimated in the universe. I'm going to guess 6 billion. Oh, I was only off. 2 trillion galaxies. And if you think we're the only person, okay, you take a handful, I put this in perspective. 2 trillion galaxies. You take a small handful of sand, and you drop it. You do that 2 trillion times. All right? Can you imagine the pile of sand you have? Can you imagine that? And then you take one of those grains, and that will be our sun. And you mean to tell me out of that one little grain, out of that 2 million grains, there's no more life out there? Yeah, let that sink in. It is true, there are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on Earth, but there are more molecules in 10 drops of water than stars in the sky. That's interesting. Last one, Jack. We're going with miles here. Hey, I'm going to do this one too. Oh, I'm going to do that one too. What the hell? Going overboard here. Miles. In 2020, total miles Americans drove in 2019. Jesus. Lord have mercy. 3,230,000,000,000 miles. These roads are primarily funded by heavy taxes on petrol. Well, yeah. This makes funding tricky to sort out the people move to electric vehicles. I'll never own an electric vehicle. Okay, 2020, since they stopped making the penny, and they said it takes more to make a penny than it's worth. Well, it takes more to make a nickel than it's worth. Are you going to make those obsolete too? Nope. Pennies in the U.S. minted in 2019. 7,400,400,000 coins. The U.S. Mint makes more pennies every year than any other kind of coin combined. God, dog. Okay, last one. In 2017, the number of fish in the ocean. Who says this? The World Atlas. I'm going to give them a phone call. 3,500,000,000,000 fish. The term fish doesn't mean much in taxonomic sense. Lungfish are more closely related to camels and salmon. I think that's baloney. Give me my phone. I'm calling them right now and debating that. Let me drink this first. I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Hey, never say goodbye. Say see you later. See you later.